All right. We kind of ranted a little bit about it already, but my rant was about Broncos. So we have there are a lot of Broncos starting to sit on lots, um, and I know even Town and Country did a video on this, and they talked about they think why and such, and it is a lot of people have gotten their Broncos from the initial people that ordered the Broncos, right? And so most people have received theirs. A lot of people that ordered, even 2024 is going to get those scheduled early and such. And I think it's because most people have gotten theirs. And this is pretty typical once you get a model that's caught up. They get caught up on normal production. Like F 150 now. You order an F 150, there aren't a lot of retail orders on F 150 based on what they can to do or they can build. So, Bronco's getting the same situation. So, um, but we're as dealerships, like for us, we are having to lose money to sell a Bronco right now. The question is, why is that? And Ford, you need to help out. So start helping out dealers. Put out either some rates, some rebates, some give us some help. They added X Plan, thinking that would help, and X Plan's not going to do it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there are a lot of people that don't get X Plan, they don't get D Plan, they don't get A Plan. You need to help dealers out some other way because you gave a huge price increase to these vehicles, right? And now dealers are sitting on them because those prices are a lot higher than they used to be. I mean, we have Bronco Big Ben, mine. So when I got my Bronco Big Ben, it was a mid package Lux or mid package, the auxiliary switches, the LED lights, and it's stickered for like 42. Well, you order that now, you're more than that. You're close to probably 48,000 on that. So you've raised the prices quite a bit. So now you're probably gonna need to help. And if you want to beat Wrangler, you're gonna need to throw out some rebates. So we'll see if some rebates come out, and for people that have orders, and if Ford decides to throw those rebates out there, always have the dealership look at the incentives from when you ordered versus what it is now. Because sometimes once that vehicle comes in, if that ends up being the spring and they were like, hey, we got to sell some Broncos, there's a lot sitting on dealer lots, then you need to do it. Now, the question is, are there a lot sitting on dealer lots because they're trying to mark up the price? So some of this is the problem with the dealer.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some dealers out there that are trying to think the Broncos are still bringing money. I can mark that up, and they're on dealer lots and they're marked up too high. That's the dealer's fault. That
Yep.
is the dealer's fault, and that's where Ford needs to look at that, because there are some even Ford saying, "Hey, we need you guys to turn these, to turn them fast and everything. So you guys need to not hold on to them, not try to mark them up, but let's make it reasonable. Let's make it, sticker, that kind of thing." And I don't think we're that far away from, well, we're already doing it, MSR or invoice pricing on these,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy. We're not even to a refresh model year yet, and we're ready to probably go invoice pricing on a lot of these
Yeah.
Broncos. It's a good position for customers. You're in a great position right now. If you're out there wanting a Bronco, you're in a prime position to be able to probably do some of that stuff. Now, on some of these, like for us, we can say, well, we do have people coming in with orders going, well, does that mean I'm going to get my order under MSRP? Well, no, but most of the ones that we have discounted, we're not discounting them until they get to like 30 days, 60 days. You probably don't want to wait 30 days to take delivery of your Bronco and maybe not take it and then hope that that vehicle will sit on our lot for 30 days before we're willing to sell it. So there's a little difference in getting a 23. And again, remember too, we're talking 23s and we have 24s coming in. So
Mm-hmm.
24 is always going to bring a little more money than a 23. These 23s, we're getting into the model year. Ford, you need to sell those as well before those 24s hit. So you're probably going to need to do something to help dealers and help customers want to buy these vehicles. So, um, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily see, well, I can say, yeah, I actually can say that a lot of these vehicles are close to MSR, invoice pricing. I remember when pre-COVID, we priced off of invoice, not off of MSRP. Right now, we're doing off MSRP. I can tell you that the Wild Track we have below invoice, both of them are about 500
Mm-hmm.
bucks below invoice.
Yep.
So I can tell you that. So now the Badlands we have
Yeah.
is a little bit above, believe it or not,
Arthicon says crazy you're offering invoice, yet dealers locally are still going MSRP
or
or a
above.
thousand or two above and still have some trouble keeping them on lots.
Hmm.
Well, and they might be in areas where there's more off-roading going on, more
Yeah.
of that type of people, the genre,
Yeah.
basically. Around here, it's farmers. You use trucks and Super Duties. It's not really a off-roading community. So places like Colorado, Tennessee, places with mountain ranges, Utah, places like that, they're going to see a bit more of a market for these than we would here.
So we have a big bin that's $1,000 below invoice
Oh,
right now. Well, not 1,000, 700 below invoice. We have a Raptor that's barely above invoice. Wow, it's crazy. It's about $1,000 above invoice. Anyway,
yeah, we
there
get
you
some
go.
of the Colorado crowd, but
One of the things for Colorado, though, is we can't ship to Colorado.
that's
Colorado
right.
will not let you ship into it. So
Hmm.
if somebody from Colorado wants to buy one, they actually have to come here. We meet on this side of the border to
Yeah,
pick up. So we can't ship it into.
we can't deliver
Yeah,
into Colorado.
yeah. They have some weird laws. I mean, even Brian was talking to us about some of that stuff. So
Yeah,
their Bronco is not registered in Colorado,
right.
even though he lives there.
Yeah.
Theirs is registered. Anyway.
Well, and you also have to think about the fact that year one Bronco was based off of what, Jeep sales in that area. How many Jeeps do we sell in this area
Yeah.
compared to Colorado metro areas?
Yep. Well, and like Moab, I do know that some of the, because Brian was telling me that some of the dealers in Moab, they're
Yeah.
over MSRP, right?
Yes.
And so again, that's where you're at. They're but folks, you don't have to buy within your market area. That's the thing is, look outside your market area, and you might be like for us, how much do you think it costs you to ship a vehicle from us to you? Is it going to cost more than $3,000? Probably not. So we could even ship to you within that 3,000 and probably still save you some money. Not that I'm trying to sell us on the dealership, but that's the scope of what's going on. I feel like that, anyway.
I mean, we've gotten a lot of Super Duty orders from Colorado lately. So we are getting them.
Yep. Anyway, so that's the big one right now is trying to sell those. Really, we don't like